Hello friends, welcome back to this video on unit 3 suspension systems and braking systems, subject automobile. So today in this video we will discuss the following points. So today we will discuss the mechanical braking system, internal expanding brake, external contracting brake and disc brakes. So, we will first study or discuss the mechanical braking system. Now, what is actually present in a mechanical braking system? So, in a mechanical braking system, you have 3-4 main components. First is the brake drum, then you have the brake liners, and you have the actuators, what we also call it as the brake lever. And so it depends on application to application where these types of brakes are used, but broadly these mechanical brakes are classified into drum brake and disc brake. Again, drum brake is classified into two parts. The first one is the internal expanding drum type brake and external contracting drum type brake. So, let us first discuss the internal expanding brake. So, you might have seen these types of brakes in almost all the two-wheelers, cars and even in heavy vehicles. So, this is a internal expanding brake. So, you can see here, this is the shoe, brake shoe. There are two brake shoes. These are the retrieve springs which will hold these shoes back into its normal position. You can see this piston cylinder arrangement, which can be either actuated by air, pressurized air, or it can be actuated by a hydraulic oil in case of hydraulic braking system. So, these are the main components of a internal expanding brake. Now, how the internal expanding brake works? In this diagram, you can clearly see, now this is the brake shoes. There are two brake shoes. Then you have the drum on which the shoes will come in contact when these brakes are actuated. Then you have this cable. Now, see, cable can be present or it may not be present in many cases. This is the adjuster mechanism to adjust the shoes uniformly. This is the spring, retrieve spring. Retrieve spring means it will bring the brake shoes back into its normal position. Normal position means the shoes are not in contact with the drum. And you can see this lever with a cable arrangement. This is for the emergency braking mechanism, and this lever is in contact with cable and is attached to the handbrake near the driver. Now, you can see this is the piston cylinder arrangement, which when the pistons are actuated or they are pushed apart by oil or air, these shoes will come in contact with this drum and they will expand internally in the drum, and so called as the internal braking system. So, this is all about the internal braking system. Now, like internal braking system, there is external contracting braking system. Now, the mechanism is similar, but the difference is we have a brake drum. Similarly, the brake drum is there. There are shoes, or we also call it as the liners, and this is the lever arrangement with a fulcrum. When this lever is actuated by either, it can be by a lever or a hydraulic pressure or a mechanical force, this brake shoes will come in contact with the brake externally. and it will stop the drum from rotating. So, this is the difference between external contracting brakes and internal expanding brakes, but external contracting brakes are very rarely used in automobiles, very small applications. Generally, they are used for other applications, not in automobiles. They are not used widely. Again, this tells you about the details. You can see this is the lever, this is the cable arrangement, and this is the support with the seal, and the fulcrum arrangement with a quarter pin, and this all mechanism is attached with this external lining material, and this is the internal braking part, which comes in contact when this mechanism is activated. The next part or the next type of brake we will discuss is the disc brake. Very common nowadays, almost all cars, many two-wheelers are implementing this type of braking system, that is the disc brake. Now, how is the construction of this disc brake? So, in this disc brake you have the rotor or the disc, the main part. Now, on this disc you have this caliper arrangement, and in this caliper you have the brake pads. Now, these brake pads in combination with this caliper are either actuated by air pressure or hydraulic pressure, and this disc is these pads come in contact with this moving disc when these pads get activated, the brake pads, with the hydraulic pressure of the oil. Now, this disc also has holes to dissipate the heat. So, already we have discussed this, that the kinetic energy is getting converted into heat energy, and that is getting dissipated. So, you can see this is the hydraulic line with a high pressure oil here, and this actuates the piston or small piston lever, piston cylinder arrangement, and the brake pads come in contact with this your disc. So, in this next slide also the same thing is explained. It is the same thing explained here. You can see this is the caliper, this is the piston where the hydraulic pressure is acting, and this brake pads will come in contact with this rotor, or also called as the disc, and that disc is directly attached to the stub axle. So, or hub, you can call it as the hub, and that hub is indirectly connected to the stub axle. Now, the main advantage is better heat dissipation. The best advantage is the heat dissipation is quite good, and hence the braking also is very effective. Adjustment is very automatic, you can say, in case of disc brakes, but that is not the case in internal expanding brakes. You have seen the adjustment screws are there, and removal of the pads or changing of the pads, that is the brake pads, is very easy in case of disc brakes, but it is very problematic in case of internal expanding brakes. So, in internal expanding brakes it is a very big task to change this brake shoes, because you have to dismantle the entire drum and the hub, and then you have to attach it. So, that is the reason why disc brakes are very popular nowadays. So, the disadvantage is what? See, in case of heavy vehicles, the problem is hand lever cannot be directly attached to this disc brake. So, this is a major disadvantage in case of disc brake, what we also called as the emergency brakes. So, in this video we have discussed the mechanical braking system, in which we have studied the internal expanding brakes, external contracting brakes and disc brakes. So, this is the reference used for this video. Thank you friends, thank you very much.